Once upon a time, there was a young man named Clever Peter who was known for his wit and inventiveness. He was poor and served a gullible but wealthy man in a small village. One cold winter night, his master told him,
"Peter, go to the front gate, and when the guests arrive, open it for them."
Despite the freezing cold, Peter decided to entertain himself.
"Who are you? Tell me your name so I can open for you."
He'd ask each guest, and he'd let in only those who responded, leaving the others out in the cold, bewildered and annoyed by the locked gate. The next evening, after a feast in another house, his master gave him the leftovers with the instruction,
"Peter, take these dishes home and give them to whoever loves me the most."
But little did the master know of the mischief his command would inspire in Peter. When he returned home, Peter was greeted by the master's dog, which started wagging its tail and barking joyfully at the sight of the servant.
"Here you go, you certainly love the master most."
Peter thought, giving the dog the delicious leftovers. When the master's wife discovered she had been left out of the treat, she confronted Peter.
"Why didn't I get any of that feast?"
she demanded. Peter, with a smirk, replied,
"I gave them, as ordered, to the one who loves your husband the most."
Confused and slightly offended, the master questioned Peter.
"Who loves me more than my wife?"
Peter's reply was quick and clever.
"Your dog loves you more."
To prove Peter's point, the master struck the dog, which yelped but returned, still showing love.
"Call it again now."
Peter instructed. The dog came back, wagging its tail, demonstrating its undying loyalty, much to the master's surprise.
"Now go and do the same to your wife."
The master lightly slapped his wife in jest, but unlike the dog, she took offense and stormed out in fury. He called after her,
"Come back, it's just a prank."
but she ran to her father's house, leaving the master in despair. The master, saddened, asked,
"Well, Peter, you're right, that the dog loves me more. What do we do now that my wife won't return?"
Peter told him.
"Give me 5 coins, and you'll see your wife will come back, even barefoot, to you."
The master gave him 5 coins. Peter bought a chicken and some butter and called out in front of her house.
"Buying chickens and butter. Anyone who has any for sale, bring them."
The woman, recognizing his voice, asked,
"What's this, Peter? Why are you buying these chickens?"
Peter answered,
"What do you think? Since you left, your husband's friends convinced him to take another wife prettier than you. We're throwing a wedding tonight, that's why I'm buying butter and chickens."
Hearing this, without noticing she was barefoot, the woman ran back home and reconciled with her husband. And from then on, they called Peter, Clever Peter.